Sarika, Namaskar. Hello, everyone. Welcome you all to Rubber Industry Tech Talk. This is a virtual event series for rubber and tire industries that Technobase organize on a regular basis. Through this program, we try to give a platform for particularly young rubber industry professionals to learn from expert specialists, whether it's on technical and non-technical issues related to the rubber and tire industries. And that's an objective of this program that we organize on a regular basis. And today's topic is, or the session is very, very important. I'm really glad that I'm hosting this one. I'm very proud about it, and also it's an honor to host Mr. PK Mohamed. He's Eminent Tyre Technologist with 50+ years experience and still dynamic, engaging with the industry, with both young people and the industry. And we're going to have a conversation with Mr. PK Mohamed sir today to learn about his journey, lessons learned, and also overview about industry, what changes happening, what young people should learn, what kind of things to look forward, if you want to excel in the career. A lot of issues I want to discuss with him today. And this is a candid conversation. It means that it is not scripted at all. It's going as a conversation. That's why we say it's not an interview, it's a conversation. We address various issues related to the tire industry and also his career and his lessons learned, his milestones, and some of the successes as well. And also, if you like to have and ask any questions to him, you can post your questions in the question box as well. Before I let him join this conversation with me today, let me quickly introduce to you all about Technobase. What is Technobase? Some of you may be new to the Technobase. Some of you may already know, but I'd like to update you what kind of things happening at Technobase. Technobase is based in Thailand, established in 2005, 19 years ago, and we recognize as International Resource Center for Polymer Industries and Process Technologies. Our emphasis has always been professional education. Since I started this in 2005, we will host a number of training courses with both physical and as well online sessions. We are also offering education diploma programs. We have publications. We have a number of business services, particularly related to business development and also technology awareness, exhibitions, conferences, virtual events, road shows. We also offer the technical and business consulting, factory process audits, and also one of the key aspects of Technobase is we offer the marketing and branding services for the technologies and products. And when it comes to the industry technology focus, we more onto the polymer. When I say polymer means, of course, the rubber is one of the main things. We also do a lot of activities in plastics and polyurethanes. We do on the non-polymer side, we're on more energy environment, membrane filtration, recycling and recovery. We're also getting into the advanced technologies and need of the hour on the nanotechnology, smart manufacturing, 3D printing, cyber security. So this is overview about Technobase, and you can always check our website technobase.org for more information on our company. Just give you quickly about what activities we are doing for the rubber and tire industries. We are hosting our flagship event at GRT next year, 12 to 14 March in Bangkok. This is our flagship event, and which brings 45 countries professional from and close to 6,000 in industry professionals come to this our event. It's a jointly organized Technobase and the China United Rubber Corporation. I welcome you all to join this one, and we have our theme is a gateway to global markets and a knowledge hub for the rubber and tire industries. So be part of this event, GRTE. We also host an event in Sharjah for the Middle East region, Middle East Rubber and Tire Expo, which is a part of the Technobase Expo, which is scheduled next year at 17th to 19th June. Sharjah is next to Dubai, just 15 minutes drive from Dubai airport. We also introducing a special zones in our shows, which are called India Rubber Exports Trade Fair. Basically, it's aimed for the exporters from India who likes to export to the global markets. They can exhibit in our show in Bangkok as well as Sharjah. So we have special emphasis on Indian rubber companies, whether you're raw materials, whether it's chemicals or products or tire products, as for every segment of the rubber and tire industries who are exporters. They can join this special zone of our shows. We have the same thing like ASEAN. We also focus on the ASEAN Rubber Exports Trade Fair as well. And we do have a natural rubber trade fair. These are all part of our main exhibitions, but we have emphasis on these areas. And also we have a rubber research fair. This is a poster fair. We aim to showcase at least 200 plus researchers from across the world at this event, basically as a poster fair. And we are organizing a tire manufacturing conference as a part of the GRTE next year, 12th to 13th March. As you know, a lot of good conferences happen, outside Asia. So we're trying to bring the tire manufacturing conference for the benefit of the particular Asian tire companies. So I do encourage you to be part of this conference. We have exclusively Thai language conference as well, Thailand Rubber Conference, pure in Thai for the Thai people by Thai experts. And we do have a rubber and tire market conference. This is aimed for the management, for the owners as well as the purchase department, what the trends in the markets, rubber and tire industries, basically focus on the global markets, which is scheduled on the 15th March. So if you're coming to GRT, that's why I said we have a gateway to global markets and a knowledge hub. So huge activities and a lot of information that you all benefited from our GRT next year. If you're visiting our show next year, GRTE, you also get a free copy of the rubber handbook. Technobase always, during our expos, we give a free copy, a free book, so that you can learn and you can bring back to your company and share to your colleagues and benefit from this book. We do organizing a rubber innovation forum in Kolkata in India, 28 to 29 August. This is a purely focused on innovations, but really focused on the applied innovations from the universities or research institutes. These are some of the invited researchers and experts who will be contributing this Rubber Innovation Forum. It's really going to be a very great program. There are 45 plus presentations in the 2-day sessions. So I encourage you to be part of this Rubber Innovations Forum. This is going to be an annual program. As I said, is innovation, it's all the new things, right? So be part of this event. We're also hosting a Rubber Week in Colombo during October 22nd to 25th October in Colombo. Currently, we are working on the program. Basically, Rubber Week is a conference plus trainings for the rubber and tire industry. So we're hosting the first Rubber Week in Colombo. And we also have a latex conference. We just finished latex conference this year. We have next latex conference scheduled in 2026. And we offer the executive diploma program. As you know, this program is a 360 degrees. We cover both the technology and management. It is a very unique program offered by Technobase. Everything is online. Currently, we are offering 2 types of diplomas. One is a rubber industry technology and management. And we make it flexible. You can choose your timeline. You can finish in the program in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or 12 months. It's up to you when you want to finish it. So you can choose your, amount of time you have, and based on that, you can select the time period for this diploma program. We also have a rubber compound technology and management. As you see, we cover both the technology and management. We not only learn from the experts, there are very unique features of this executive diploma program. If you're interested, please do contact me. As you can see, it's unique and universal, and you can start any day at any time, your preferred time zone. It is focused on the participant and company needs. It's basically customized for each participant. And we do have the project, as part of the program, you have to work on the project for 100 plus good practices for the rubber industry. And you also have an opportunity to have conversation with the business leaders. And our assessment test is basically discussion based, not on memory. It's basically you have to work together with your team and answer the questions. And also you can do this program without affecting your daily schedules. We can accommodate for you appropriately to finish the program while you're working. But this program is not for everyone. This program for the people who have a minimum experience of 3+ years in the rubber industry. And both programs are focused on the non-tire industry at this moment. We'll be having more programs in the near future. So I encourage you to be part of this diploma program. And other features of Technobase, we have reference books. Currently, probably Technobase is only one of the unique company that still publish books. I believe in a good book is a good friend, and a lifelong, you can learn, use it forever. Okay, so we have just released a new book, Compression Rubber Molding by Van Wolver. It is available in our store now. We have some of the best sellers like cost reduction, rubber processing, and rubber molding principles. There are more, around 50+ books are coming in our store. Currently, we're working on the latex handbook. There is also one more book coming up, working on it right now. It is on the rubber physics and chemistry applied version. by Professor Abhijit from the Calcutta University. So, if you're interested to write a book, please contact me. I love to publish books for the benefit of the industry, but our books are purely for industry oriented. Okay? Yeah, here are the list of the books we have. Okay, and we have virtual event series, Rubber Industry Tech Talk, Latex Industry Tech Talk. We have a digital library as well, which is accessible for members. We have a digital marketing service for the rubber industries who want to promote their business through Technobase. There are various types of packages. Okay, that's all about Technobase. I know I can talk for hour and hour what we do, why we do that, and you can check our website technobase.org, and you can always contact me for any additional information. This is my email and contact number. Please reach out to me if I can be any assistance. So that's about Technobase. So I welcome you all for today's Rubber Industry Tech Talk. And this is a very special day. I'm having Mr. PK Mohamed, well experienced rubber industry, tire industry specialist, and I mean, he's a legend. Okay, so it's a really great opportunity for all of us to learn from Mr. PKM. Let me invite him to join this session today. Just tell you, he has 50+ years experience, well known, well respected globally. Every Indian rubber industry or tire industry professional is your role model to look up to. For me, he's one of my role models. I mean, the energy he has, and I've seen him quite a few times at rubber conferences, had a brief conversation. I found this man is a legend, and welcome, Mr. PK Mohamed sir, join me to have a conversation together. Sir, please. Okay. You stopped your camera. Can you open your camera? Okay, sir. Yeah. Welcome, sir. Thank you very much, for being part of today's session. I'm very proud at having you today. Actually, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, sir, I know you are currently retired. I don't think you want to retire, but so you are retired from the industry. But this is an occasion for me to have you as a part of this program and to learn about your long journey, and then also some of the, particularly I look up to for young people. There's a lot to learn from you, and we can have a conversation today on that. Yeah, is it okay? Yeah.
First of all, I wish to thank Param and Technobase for providing me this opportunity. I consider this opportunity is a very, very important, where I can share few of my experience, which will be useful to others. I'll be grateful.
Super.
Because when you talk about my career, I passed graduation in chemistry from Kerala University in the year 1964 in chemistry, and I had a good record in the examination. And immediately I joined in Farooq College as a junior chemist, which helped me a lot to understanding the fundamental chemistry, because when you want to teach, you should learn properly. I could able to get that opportunity, and I used that opportunity so that I could able to learn the fundamentals of chemistry much better manner than when I was a student. But I found the teaching is not the right job for me, so that I applied. At that time, getting a job is not that difficult. I applied 2 companies, FACT and Premier Tires. Premier Tires was upcoming company, but the Premier Tires offered me 50 rupees more than that is what is called FACT. So that I decided to join Premier Tyres as a quality control supervisor. I started my career as a quality control supervisor. I remained in the company about 10 years. I rose to the position of a quality superintendent when I retired, when I resigned from the company. In the year 1976, I think there was an advertisement asking for a chief chemist for Apollo Tyres. At that time, they asked a qualification of licenseship in plastic and rubber technology. There was no course available at that time in rubber technology in India. And that is why the advertisement came with the Plastic and Rubber Institute licenseship. Fortunately, I was having that qualification. I was interviewed, and at that time, they have took me in to send it to the General Tyre for a training.
So
That
your
is
camera is off. So your camera is off. Can you open your camera, please? Yes.
sounds okay.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
That at the time they took me to send it to General Tyre for transfer of technology. I was there in a General Tyre. I had an opportunity to visit 5 plants of General Tyre in Akron and Waco, Mount Vernon, and Charlotte. All these plants I could able to go through, and also I can visit Aldora plant where the dipping technology is developed, so that I could able to master tire technology through this training. Then I come back. They promoted me as a manager compounding and given the responsibility under Dr. Bill Stibbins, and who he was the representative from General Tyre. Then I worked Apollo Tyres up to 1996, and 1996 I resigned from Apollo Tyres and joined Seat Tyres as a technical director. And in Seat Tyres, I worked only 4 years. I rejoined back into the Apollo Tyres in the 2000, and till March 31st, I was working in Apollo Tyres as a chief advisor technology. In Apollo Tyres, they have given me a lot of encouragement. They invested me heavily, both Mr. Kanwar and Neeraj Kanwar, and made me a full-time technologist by their effort. They have given me good exposure to all international R&Ds and in suppliers, and I think I am totally indebted to both these guys, Mr. Kanwar and Neeraj Kanwar, for making me to a real technologist. Because their support, only I have become a technologist, a tire technologist. This is my career is concerned. Then you.
Yeah. So first of all, you finished your BSc in 1964, right? I have not born yet. Okay. So very long ago. Okay, and I'm reaching 50, so you can understand how long ago. Yeah. Can you talk about the, at the time when you joined as a chemist in the Premier Tyres, and how was the life looks like at the time? You don't have much information. Product quality wise, quality control, all these things, right? So can you talk about those early years, about your challenges, you could say, in developing the compounds and technology wise, what it looks like at that time?
Actually, when I was in Premier Tyres, even though I put in the quality assurance department for initially, but I didn't like much on the quality assurance department. My temperament was not matching to that. So that I was always pursuing to move to the laboratory. So that fortunately I could able to, I marked only 2 to 4 years only in the quality assurance department, then moved to the lab chemist. Lab chemistry was under Dr. John Jacob, and the technical manager was Mr. Dr. Nair. And both of them had a very high quality PhD. And Dr. Nair had a PhD at that time from IIT Kharagpur, which is very well known. And he was one of the best I came across in chemistry side. And Dr. John Jacob also given me a lot of encouragement in developing the compound. So that he was a man of experiment. He does lots of the experiment, which I have become a part of that. I supported him so that I learned the fundamentals of rubber and rubber compounding and how to adjust, how to use the carbon black, how to use the rubber, how to use acceleration system, all these things I have done. And also they send me into a bear course, which I consider is one of the best course I ever attended in my life. It was the course conducted by Dr. Pandit and others during that time. It is a 1 week course where they were dealing with everything, A to Z. Okay, so that I was got exposed, which I utilized that facility also to learn myself. So that I even though I joined in the industry without knowing rubber. I learned only one thing in college. There is a molecule called isoprene. That's all. Nothing but all my learning is through in the industry. And Dr. Nair given me a lot of opportunities so that I learned a lot. Then when I moved to Apollo Tyres in the year 1976, Apollo Tyres was considered to be a very well-known company, because at that time there were a lot of good people joined Apollo Tyres because of the Ronak Singh reputation in the industry and upcoming businessman. But unfortunately, the initial technology supplied by Genetire USA was not matching to the Indian requirement, Indian market requirement. Therefore, tires started failing left and right miserably. I remember the first 5 years, the company made a loss of 26% on a turnover of 75 crore. That means approximately 80 to 90 crore loss on an investment of around 24, 26 crores. So that everybody thought this company will not come up. And it was a situation where there no way, because we don't know what is going to happen. I being a person from
Hang on, guys. His voice is gone.
general manager manufacturing, the vice president marketing, and the general manager marketing, you can name it. Everybody left. During that time, Mr. Kanwar came into the scene. When Kanwar came, the situation is so bad. There was no money available even to buy a mold. And supplier said they will not supply material to Apollo Tyres because we were not paying them. Collaborator said they will not provide technology because we have not paid them. Customer is not lifting. Dealer is not lifting the product. And whatever as producers remaining in the warehouse only. Mr. Kanwar, from that situation, that time I remember the first year turnover was is only 7 million rupees. Today, the $7 million. Today, the company is 3,000 million. So that Mr. Kanwar did a wonderful job raising from nowhere to an international company. There we played a part. I played a part of the role in the product development. Mr. Kanwar and marketing director, Mr. D.B. Kohli, identified the product quality is one of the major issue. So that they have identified that we have to make a product equivalent to Modi N416. I think the Modi N416 was the well-known tire, #1 tire. When you go to the market and check for which is #1 tire, they will say Modi N416. #2 tire, Modi N416. #3 tire, Modi N416. That was the reputation that tire had. Because he has given me this assignment of developing an equivalent tire to Modi N416. My team was very small team with 4 to 5 years experience. I think I had people like Tom with me and Mr. Suresh Matam, TD Varki, all of them came only from the Cochin University with a limited experience. But we taken as a challenge. I considered when the opportunity knocks on your door, you grab it. I tried to grab it, work with the people, and we created a tire called Hercules, which has got ultimately it started occupied approximately 40 to 60% market share and replaced N416. That was my first challenge, which helped me to establish in the company.
And you know, the Apollo tire, they also took over a number of companies overseas. So what was your role, in particularly Dutch, probably one of the person you always interact with is Dr. Gerard Nijman. He worked with you under you, yeah, right?
Yeah.
And so can you talk about those journeys of taking over at the time, the Dutch company?
I'll tell you a takeover. We had reasons for taking over different companies. Yeah. Okay, when we are on a biased tire technology company, at the time, we thought we should have a radial tire technology. Okay, truck tire radial tire technology. But we tried to go into the different companies for technology, and we tested lot of radial tire brought from different companies. Then we did not find it, which is not giving adequate performance. Okay, so that first we thought, why can't you take Dunlop for transfer of technology, because they had a Sumitomo technology. That is one reason we have bought Dunlop. At the time, we were not good at in the passenger tire technology, especially high end of the passenger tire technology. So that we had at the time we have took off Wittgenstein only to get that familiarized with the high end of the passenger tire technology, and which helped us. Both has helped us to establishing radial tire technology as well as in a high end of the passenger tire technology. Today, Apollo is a well-known company in both areas, in India and international arena, both places. And I was involved in all this negotiation because one of the member in that team, because as a technology head, I was involved, and it was a great experience because of dealing with the people and learning from that, and it helped me a lot in that respect.
How was about cultural gap between India and Europe? Do you see that is one of the challenge at the time?
It is always a challenge because actually in India, because I remember one incident. We had a lady who came from the Dr. Reinmann's daughter. Actually, she came from Dutch to the Federstein from India for a training. I think I was looking after her because of the Dr. Nijman. Okay. Then at the end of the year, I asked her, what is the difference you found between Indians and Dutch? Then she gave me two, three answers, which I still remember. First she told, if Indians say it is S, it is not S. But we say it is S, it is S. Okay? Because there are reasons, there are reasons for that to believe. And number two, in India, no planning is required. Everything will happen. In our case, we have to plan A to Z. Then only things will happen. That is the second part is a major difference, according to me. I found this is a major cultural difference we were facing. And second one, there no, if you want to get things done, every person has to get convinced. India need not be, because we can take a decision and move forward. There, majority of the people have to say yes before moving it. Therefore, we faced all this cultural difference. And when you go to South Africa, we found the people are very slow because they are not very fast. They move very slowly, which is sometimes make us impatient. And we also faced the similar problem in cultural difference in Hungary, because when you put up the plant, because they're coming from agricultural culture, and we have to convert into industrial culture, which took a long time. So that but today Apollo has got all these ladies, so that Apollo can move faster in international market without much problem.
So it's interesting times, is it right? But it's each one has its own strengths, and combining the unified force really makes a difference. Yeah. Okay. And can you talk about the the engineers in Europe and the engineers in India? What's like? What's your experience with engineers, particularly in terms of the rubber technologist?
I am telling you, Indian engineers are equal or better than European engineers, and they have put a lot of hard work, and they are prepared to spend more number of hours, and they are very quick in doing things, and their absorption capacity is good. That does not mean they are bad, but I'm telling you, because earlier I had a feeling that is the people from abroad are much superior to compared to Indians. But after interacting with more than 400 well-known people, I am convinced today we are no way inferior to them. But only thing, India lacks what is called facility.
Yeah,
they've got a better facility. They can see, for example, we are still in the magnifying glass, but they are on electro microscope. That sort of a difference making them, their understanding is better than our understanding. Same facility is provided, we can excel better.
Okay, let's dive into a little bit of Indian tire industry. Of course, we talk about Apollo, we talk about your early experience. So how is the situation of Indian tire industry now, and what kind of challenges we still are facing, Indian tire industry people, and what kind of opportunities are there? Whether we are not just talking about only the PCR or OTR, but also even the bicycle tires also, because there are many in India. We have not only big boys, but we also have many small tire companies also there. So what is your views about Indian tire industry?
Actually, when you're talking about the Indian industry, we have to look up our Indian GDP. When you look at the GDP in 2002, it was approximately 9%. In 2023, it was around 7%. And in 2024, it is around 8.2%. And when you look at the per capita income, when there is some statistics shows 2021, it was 2,189, but it may reach by 2030 about 4,000. And that means India buying capacity of the people will be much better. And also when you look at the population, we can see that in 2050, the population may reach 9 plus billion, okay? Out of which from 7.7 or 7.8 today, and out of which 70% they are telling is going to in the Asia, Africa, those countries. So that when you look at all these parameters, which is favorable. In the same way, one of the presentation made by Mr. Sadish Sharma in the Atma meeting, he projected based on the GDP growth that Indian tire industry will reach 165,000 crores by 2030. That means presently India's sale is approximately 10 billion. It will reach 20 billion. That means if today the manufacturing plants in India is only 53, you can imagine by 2030 we will have more than 100 manufacturing plants or expansion or capacity tonnage will go up almost. And the number 2 point, India is concerned, all the companies who have exported tires into the international market are well accepted. Indian tires are got a good name in the whether it is Europe or Middle East or in America. Indian tires are gaining momentum and they are moving to the tier 2 position and gradually climb to tier 1. India has got a tremendous opportunity go into the international market because India does not have that stigma of bad quality. When other countries like China today is not very well accepted in these countries. So that looking at all these possibilities, I believe India will become one of the manufacturing hub in the tire. That is my personal opinion. Therefore, opportunities for young students, youngsters are tremendous in this line, according to me, my personal experience based on this.
But
And the growth is predicted in scooter motorcycle tires and passenger, and these are and off highway tires. These are the 3 sectors. Very high growth is predicted by the, because world tire industry also they say by 2030 it will become $481 billion. That is what is the one of the prediction I have seen it.
But what is status about the aeroplane tires making manufacturing? You know, Apollo is as advanced technology, or you guys are in the process of producing aeroplane tires?
According to me, the aeroplane tire is not a technology, may not be a big issue. Okay. I think now MRF is manufacturing, I understand. They are on the small vehicles, their equipments they are supply. The most important thing is the insurance. Unless your company cannot grow into a good volume in the top line, you cannot afford to have that sort of insurance taking will be very difficult. So that according to me, it is not a technological, this is my personal opinion, technological aspects, because India has mastered all type of technology. I think earlier India was dependent on international technologies. Now no companies in India is depending on international technology. When you technology ladder, the high end of the technology are motorcycle radial and truck radial and high performance passenger tires. Indian companies are making all these tires and giving competition to the international brands like Michelin, Bridgestone, Continental, and Goodyear in the international market. So that technology is not an issue, but unless the volume is not there, and that volume justified the company to take a decision towards that direction.
I think you rightly mentioned that India has huge opportunities in terms of making more tires and volume of the business. But for that, when you have business is so good, we also have to have a good facilities for the young people to learn about rubber and tire technologies. And now I want to jump into you are part of IRI, Indian Rubber Institute. I think one of the mission and passion that you want really involved in educating the young people. Can you talk about your journey with IRI and what kind of activities that you plan? And as I know, IRI is also it's already established BBCOE to offer more educational programs for the benefit of the young people and industry professionals. So can you talk about your association with IRI and what kind of activities you're in plan?
When I was in Premier Tires in the year 1965 or 66, 75, 70, around 68 or 69, Mr. Janagar, because he was a very close friend of mine, who was the synthetic rubber representative at that time. So, and he came to our factory regularly. He pursued me to become the member in the Plastic and Rubber Institute. At that time, that is membership is the London-based Plastic and Rubber. India has got some branches were there. And I believe today I am in this position. One reason is that I have become the member of the Plastic and Rubber Institute, and I wrote that LCPRI examination, and I passed that examination. That is the only reason I have become this position. Otherwise, I would not have become. So that I have got a lot of gratitude towards this institute. So that is why I am dedicating majority of my time, available time, for this institute. We believe that is people who are not capable to take continuous education, that education on a continuous basis. This is a great opportunity for them. They can take a break and pursue the education with the Plastic and Rubber Institute. I think myself and Mishra and Mugobadia and other governing council members of the Plastic and Rubber Institute took a decision that we have to provide adequate facility for the upcoming youngsters in learning and development. In my personal opinion, the 4 skills are required for a person to go up in their life. One is a functional skill. The functional skill means the knowledge in the respective area where you are working. For example, if you are going to be in the rubber industry, you should have a thorough knowledge of the rubber industry. And number 2, problem solving capabilities. That is a second skill is required, because you look at Apollo Tires producing approximately 70 to 80 crore a day. If a decision making is delayed for a few days, what will be the loss to the company? Therefore, industry will look for the people who take calculated risk and take decisions and move forward. Those are the people very important. So that you should have a problem solving, especially when you go into the higher ups. Your knowledge on the problem solving is more critical. Third skill is required is the HR skill. I think every man, every department should be an HR head. He has to get the maximum out of the, because you have been provided 3 resources: material, man, and machine. You should know how to make use of all the 3 in a very proper manner to the benefit of the company, and extract the maximum and also motivate them. Unless you cannot do both, you cannot be successful. Fourth one, according to me, the conceptual skill. I think that is the, if you are not having all the three skill, if you don't have a conceptual skill, you cannot take the company forward, and you cannot plan things. Your strategy will be poor, and a lot of you don't have logical thinking, and all strategy, all these will become in a problem. So that according to me, I think we as a Rubber Institute trying to provide all these skills along with and also encourage R&D, Indian industry in this highly research oriented product in a tire. So that unless you cannot create a research mind in the people, so that DOBC has got a plan to encourage research with the JSS Institute. Okay, we have got a big plan with the what is called DOBC. One is we will have some courses can start with JSS Institute. One of the courses we are thinking immediately start or a mixing technology. I think we are working with what is called Farrell organization, how to start Farrell, JSS Institute and IRI together. We may start a course on a mixing technology, and we may issue certificate in that area. In the similar manner, we have got a plan to start all these type of courses in this. Ultimately, we provide a total solution provider into the rubber industry. That is what is our aim.
Wow. It's very much needed, particularly when you mentioned about rubber mixing specific particularly with the Farrell, the leading machinery supplier and mixing. I think it's very, very important for the, India.
I think I tell you, we are creating 6 or 7 laboratories there. Yeah. One is a material characterization laboratory. Another one is a forensic analysis laboratory. The third one is a compounding laboratory. Another one is a design laboratory, simulation laboratory. I think we are creating several laboratories to get but I'm telling you, we are getting support. We have met some people, industry people, they are very generous now to support this type of a cause.
I think it's, you are giving complete solution, not only education, but also offering an opportunity to testing, research and development. So even some small, as you rightly mentioned about, infrastructure is one of the challenging for the India. So having institute like DBCOE really help the small and medium scale companies also to take a service and get help to develop innovative products. And I think it's very much needed. Right?
Madam, you have rightly put it. Okay, small scale industries. Yeah. I think India's strength is as a small scale industry, yeah. But there must be a total change in the thinking of the industry. True. I think tomorrow your business is dependent upon the quality. I can definitely say the globalization, one of the major issue going to be the quality. If you cannot create, and quality at what cost you provide it, that is also important. I remember earlier business was run, manufacturing cost plus profit was the price. Today, the price minus manufacturing cost is the profit. I think price will be decided by somebody. It is not in your hand, but in your hand is your manufacturing. How you can make manufacturing more efficient, then only you will be successful. That is what is the major change I have observed for the last several years. And the price you cannot decide. Earlier you can manufacture, add a profit and get the price. Today it is not possible.
Yeah, well said, well said. Okay, now let's get into a little bit. I have a few more issues to discuss with you. One is sustainability. I think this is a buzzword nowadays. Everybody talks, every conference, every meeting, people talks about sustainability, and particularly in the tire industry, all the big companies are having their agendas. Using recycled materials, zero carbon plans, a lot of things happening. Can you talk about your experience with the sustainability in the tire industry, and also utilizing the recycling materials. How far India reached in terms of utilizing the recycled materials?
Yeah. I think this is sustainability, is the most important subject today. Anywhere you go, you take it to any research, any conference, the major subject discussed is sustainability. Why it is? I think it is a fact that when you look at even though SDS got 17 goals, majority of the industry are trying to adapt those goals which are suitable for them. Okay, that is what is going on. But I tell you, 6-7 challenges in the sustainability is very critical. One is the carbon neutrality. Number 2 is the circularity. Number 3, sustainable material, increasing the sustainable material in tires. Tires. Okay, but you look at the tire industry. After 1888, John Boyd invented the tire. From that day onwards, tire industry is following linear economy. Linear economy means you buy the raw material, use it, make the product, and throw it. But the recent studies of Material Institute indicates we are in danger. In 2015 report, I took it. According to them, by the end of this century, 3 fossil-based materials like coal, gas, and crude may disappear. That means the material will not be available, such a material, by the end of this century. And you look at the synthetic rubber today, all the monomers, whether it is isoprene, butadiene, or styrene, are based in a fossil fuel based. So that unless you don't work to change that material into renewable material, you don't exist. You cannot, these materials will vanish. Okay, so that is the second one. I tell you, that is this Paris Agreement. They have taken that limited the world temperature into increase 2 degrees, and they have, even though they're limiting up to 2 degrees, but they said you have to make effort to reach at remain at 1.5 degree. That is you just imagine the magnitude of the problem of increasing 1 degree temperature. I think I have seen some of the data that is the one, in order to increase 1 degree of temperature, 1,470 million numbers of atom bomb are required. You just imagine 1,470 million atom bomb if you put in the world, only temperature will go up by 1 degree. Each atom bomb is 350 kilotons of energy. That is another way you put it. Suppose you take the energy usage of a year, the preference year 2022, and that is, according to the scientist, you require 11 years of that energy is required. That means, I think out of this several what is called global warming issues, carbon dioxide contribute 79%, almost 79%, 79.7% carbon dioxide contribute, and nitrous oxide 6.1%, and methane about 11.4%, and others only, therefore 3.1%. And therefore, the major one is a carbon dioxide. That's why they fixed the carbon dioxide equivalent as a 1. So that carbon neutrality is the very critical for the, and and the sustainable material. When you look at the tire, I think if you look at the GRI classification of material, one is you can go for a sustainable and non-sustainable material, but the GRI is classified renewable and non-renewable material. I think that is the new classification is they have taken it, not renewable and non-renewable material. And that is, when you look at the tire, a passenger tire, more than around 90% non-renewable material. And a truck tire and all these things may be 65 to 70% non-renewable material. So that the tire industry has got a Herculean task to replace all these materials, like they have to replace the steel cord. India cannot replace easily because you require a major change in the formation of the steel. Present blast furnace may not be not adequate to increase the recycled material in the steel. They have to go for a electric furnace. I had been recently to China, and they were getting ready. I think they were offering up to 40% recycled material in the steel cord, but they are working on a 60% in the recycled material. And they are much ahead of us in these areas. Then number two material is the recycled, because earlier tire was considered to be a waste. Today tire was considered to be a raw material, rich in raw material. What process you are going to use to extract the raw material out of the tire is dependent upon your success. I think one method is reclaim. The reclaim method has got a limitation where you can see all the bonds of the rubber, not only the sulfur bond, it is also rubber bond is getting destroyed, so that it is not, you cannot use higher level into the tire. But there is new method is called debulk method, thermomechanical method, and that method you are attacking only sulfur and remove the sulfur in the system. Therefore, the molecular weight of the rubber is better, much more better, so that we can use slightly higher quantity into the rubber, into the quantity. So that the lot of research is going on how to generate rubber out of the tire. It can be generated either reclaim form or crumb form. Crumb, the problem is the crumb, the uniformity in mesh size. I think uniformity is not there, the present method, but water jet method has got slightly better than the mechanical method. So that I feel it, several research will happen, because we as a company, when I was working in Apollo Tires, we had worked with the National Research Foundation, NRF, where we looked at the possibilities whether we can use biological method for refining or devulcanizing the rubber. And we had a good interaction. We found that there are certain bacteria which live in the volcano. They got an affinity to eat the rubber and eat the sulfur. So that we are going to have they are going to have, Apollo is planning to have an agreement with them to generate the rubber by biological method. And there, the bacteria, the institute has got a great capability. They can re-engineer bacteria, they can produce bacteria, and so that the bacteria in the compounding condition, which contains different chemicals, oils, and all these things, it has to survive. It should have a chemical resistance. And first of all, we have to build that chemical resistance and use it. That will be if you are successful, that will be the lowest energy route by which you can debulk the rubber. Anyhow, what I personally feel it, all the tire industry are working today, and it is they have taken the target because majority of the tire industry has taken the target by 2050, industry will become carbon neutral and they will have 100% sustainable material. That majority of the companies you can see. Some companies are telling 70%, some companies are telling 100%. So that it is a Herculean task, but it will happen.
Would you like to drink some water, sir?
No, I'm okay.
You're fine. Okay, yeah.
No.
You know, one more thing I want to touch about these sustainable materials is recycled carbon black. Where are we in India about recycled carbon black? Because first we talk about crumb rubber, we talk about reclaim, but there's one thing is growing is a recycled carbon black as well. How do you see as a tire technologist, are we ready to use the recycled carbon black in tire manufacturing?
Actually, the carbon black, when you look at the carbon black is highly technical product. When you examine the carbon black properly, its surface and the structure are more critical for reinforcement. When you are looking at the reinforcement, 80-85% reinforcement comes by the structure. 15 to 20% only comes by the chemical bonding. Okay, so that's how you create a carbon black maintaining the same properties is always a big question. So that there are companies who are generating, majority of the companies through the pyrolysis, they heat the rubber into very high temperature and create a carbon black, and which contains lot of ash in that carbon black content. Therefore, there are companies, there are today the two type of carbon black, regenerated carbon black is available. One is with ash and without ash. I think with ash is we have found it normally you can replace GPF and some extent to HF black. You cannot go beyond that. Okay, without ash, the cost is very high. That without ash, I don't know whether it is going to be survive that sort of a process, because the whatever may be the method we are doing it is today. My experience, I was working for the last 2 years in sustainability for the Apollo tires. I was leading the sustainability area of the Apollo tires, so that I found, I think you may be able to replace 5 to 10% of carbon black with this one. You cannot straight away 100% usage is difficult at this stage. It is my understanding, and this much percentage you can maintain the properties well and get the right performance also. That is what is there. So that you can see lot of work will be done. Birla Carbon is doing lot of work in this area, and they have, I think, in the years to come, you can see lot of companies are manufacturing this type of carbon black, and industry without using the recycled carbon, you cannot achieve your target of a recycled material. So that improvement in quality is needed for that purpose.
Okay, I want to jump into the little outside the sustainability. Now is an AI, artificial intelligence, and this is of course a lot of talk is happening. How do you see the artificial intelligence role in tire industry and tire manufacturing, and what kind of disruptions you expect in terms of the way the business runs in the tire industry?
To me, AI has got a tremendous potential, and it can penetrate anywhere, including the tire industry. There is no, the tire industry cannot be an exception in that area. One of the area I feel it today, when you look at the quality assurance department, there is a lot of inspection is there. Okay, I think that is whether it is what is called destructive inspection and non-destructive inspection. I think if you can convert into destructive inspection into non-destructive, it will help in a big way. Okay, so that one area I feel it in what is called in the areas of upcoming material, in-process material, outgoing material. Those material areas, lot of inspection is required. Those areas AI can be introduced. Another one I can tell you, the processing. I remember in Apollo Tires, we have got we have used AI in the mixing area, we're still using it. And when you look at the mixing, there are two parties there. First part is called productive time, non-productive time. Any process you can take it. These two, if you can bifurcate, you can make a lot of improvement. Non-productive time is a lost time.
Yeah.
And in a Banbury mixer, is a continuous process where a lot of repeated processes are there. For example, when you are loading the material and you have to incorporate the material and ram up and down movement and discharge door closing or opening and carbon black charging, discharging, all these areas, we found large variation between the mix equipments. And we have found the variation to the tune of 30-40 seconds between the process. We tried to convert all these things into as one figure, which were successful, and we could able to generate approximately 170 tons additionally from the mixers. Okay, that means that wherever you got a repeated process is there, like tire milling, curing, those areas, because their repeated cycles are there, where you can apply the AI and identify the non-productive area and convert into productive, you can. That second, number two, I tell you, AI will bring you invisible. Today we are working on a visible things. AI will bring you invisible. Therefore, according to me, there are 12, 13 areas where in the tire industry can easily apply AI in a very effective manner, especially research and development. For example, the compound development. For example, in order to develop a compound today, we first write a recipe, we go into the laboratory, mix it, and then again take the compound and watch the probability and make minor changes. This repeated process may take enough, maybe 4 or 5 weeks to develop a compound. But if you are properly go through the AI route, and if you are got all accumulate data is used for designing a compound, you will get a almost 85 to 90% near to the formula what you wanted, so that you can achieve your target faster. So that my personal opinion, AI is a very useful tool. We have to, tire industry has to use this tool where you have to, there is enormous possibilities for the same.
You just mentioned there are some 13 areas. Okay, we're talking about compound development, and what else areas that AI is, I want the industry people to understand, embrace the AI into their process. Can you talk about
material selection and formulation, you can think about it. A real life application of tires. Today the tire is used, today tire is used. The driver behavior, I think actually there was a study I have seen by Michelin, conducted a study how the rolling resistance and other parameters impacting the fuel consumption. They found the driver behavior is causing approximately 28%. That means a driver, how you drive a vehicle and how many times you are applying the braking, how many times you are cornering, how many times you are what is called speeding up. It's all causing, that means rolling resistance is only 10%, according to them. I think what is called the green tire and all these things, they were talking about 10% effect. But the driver behavior is 28%. So that in those areas, you can definitely use AI. And number two, I think tomorrow the tire industry is going to be smart tire. Then smart tire means a lot of components. I think According to I have seen another article where I found an autonomous vehicle will have 52 components which control the vehicle, and it may be camera, it may be lidar, it may be sensors, all these things 52. And there is a prediction also, tomorrow tire industry will be changed into a component industry, and tire will be one component, and other part will be the more important components will be electronic components. So that you can see the companies are now focusing on a component manufacturer. Like you can see this Continental has bought Siemens, and Michelin also acquired another company. They are all getting prepared for these areas. Therefore, you can see that there are RFID technology there. You can think about it, and preventive maintenance area you can think about it, and productivity improvement, which I told you, and big data processing. That is one of the big area, big data processing. All these areas, there are there, but people have to work as a separate team.
I think the people have to embrace the AI into their manufacturing process, whole operations. Even people may lose jobs, some of them definitely, because business always look at the productivity, so. But there's no choice embracing the AI into the daily operations.
Today, the equipment, machine learning is possible today because majority of the equipments today coming, lot of inbuilt capabilities are there, because so that we can collect the data, analyze the data, improve is possible, and predictive maintenance is very easily you can do it. All these, I think there are enormous possibilities according to me.
True, very much true. Okay, let's talk a little bit into the mobility. A lot of changes happening in automotive industry, and of course, automatically it affects the tire industry as well, and particularly EV development of electric vehicles. Are we situation in India, and what in tire industry in India is preparing towards EV vehicles, developing the tires? What's happening in that angle, sir?
I think actually when you're talking about all these things are started with the rolling resistance. Okay, that is what is exactly the reducing the carbon footprint. Okay, that's basically that's one of the major thing for the electrical vehicle. Okay, but I was interacting with some of the OEM manufacturer. They have got a different opinion. One of them, they are I don't want to name it, but they are one of the largest manufacturer, and they were also believes what will be the future fuel going to be, whether it will be the electrical vehicle, or whether it will be hydrogen based. What will be the future? According to them, the future is going to be hydrogen. The mobility will be controlled by hydrogen. Therefore, they got the reasons. One reason they are telling about the present equipment can be easily converted into IC engine, can be easily converted into hydrogen engine without much investment. It is easy. Number two, the present pumps can be used as a filling station. I think that is a second important thing they were telling. That means today when you go to the pumping station where the electrical vehicle is there is a big queue, you can see it. And majority of the pumps are in the townships. I think that is the position, there is no space for putting the vehicle. That is a big problem. Okay, that is why it is they were telling about the second one. Second one is a very, very important. The same pump can be converted into the number three. They say the filling time is same as a petrol filling. So that considering all these three aspects, and in the way nitrogen can be, green hydrogen can be generated very easily, and so that you can be environmentally free, and the generation cost will be low, the overall operation will be lower, and all these difficulties can be, so that future, according to me, it is not a electrical vehicle. I think it will be, the fuel will be hydrogen, according to my personal opinion, based on my learning from here and there. Okay, I stick to that opinion.
Yes. Well, I think the both markets are growing. I think in terms of EV is evolving so fast compared to hydrogen. I think that's what I've seen in Thailand, where I live. EV stations, charging station, they put everywhere. Not, you don't need to have the gas station, or you can put an apartment building, or you can have a small 7-Elevens. You name it. Wherever there is some parking space available, there is a charging station now. So yeah,
I was
changes.
in China. I was traveling with one of my senior man, and I was asked a question: how do you feel electrical vehicle? Then he said what I'm telling, the extraction capability of electrical vehicle varies from 60% to 80%. Actually, in the winter time, they found the capability goes down considerably, because it's their experience. I don't know what is the reason for that. I think they found the winter time, the extraction capability is very low. So that those are the issues, because unless you don't have the charging stations everywhere, and also the battery handling, battery recycling capability,
Yes.
it will
Yes.
become big issue. That is one of the major issue going to be.
Yeah.
Say recycling
Yeah.
battery,
Yeah.
and not only that, the battery changing cost will be almost equivalent to 30 to 40% of a vehicle cost.
Sure, that's correctly said. Okay, I want to touch the last point of our conversation. Actually, I'd like to have more discussion, but I think we need to, it's already 1 hour plus now. Let's talk about career opportunities for young people, and particularly in the tire industry, rubber industry, and also what are things they should learn to excel in their careers, what to study, what are the requirements of industry nowadays. It's not just only having a degrees, but from different institutes on rubber technology, but based on your experience, you have seen, you groom many young people through IRI at Apollo and previous organizations. Please suggest, give some ideas for young people how they can excel in their career.
Actually, I personally feel that is study is very important. But in my personal opinion, the qualification is paid at the time of your recruitment. Every company is take you based on a qualification, and it is paid at the entry point. After that, your success is depend upon several other parameters. I can give you one example, which is I read from the book from Shiv Khera. I think he is giving a very clear example. There was a balloon seller in USA who sells balloon in a village. Whenever the sale of balloon is going down, he fills the balloon with helium and send it to the atmosphere, so that it goes into the air, and children in the neighboring village knows there is a balloon wala, and his business goes up. This was continuing. One day he was filling balloon with helium. A small boy came and pulled his collar and asked a question. Uncle, if you send a black balloon, will it go up? He has seen green balloon, white balloon, red balloon, but he has not seen black balloon. Then he said, look here, boy, the color is not the one which make you to go up. It is the what is inside. What is inside is the managerial qualities.
Yes.
I think your risk-taking ability,
Yes.
your analytical capability, your what is called your accepting the challenges. That is, there are several things you can say, because just like you Google it. Andre Moi has got 8 principles which has helped her to go up in life. And when you go to the Sundar Pichai, he got 12 principles on which he is consistent. These youngsters should go through the life history of these people, because Andre Moi, once upon a time, Indira Moi, once upon a time, was getting $28.5 million per year. Today, Sundar Pichai, you can say 5 crore per day. That is what is sort of a, they are all from India, from IIT, and they have gone into America, further qualified, but they have continuously learned things and practiced things and climbed the position. So that one thing I can definitely advise, you have to be a continuous learning.
Yes.
I think that is the one thing I want to tell you. This is the most important. Continuous learning. Number 2, believe in yourself. You have got a capability. You can become anything. Then third one, which I given my chairman to me, still I carry, is a lodestar my life. I think he has given me in the year 1976 and 1980, when he given the assignment of the development of the Hercules tire. When I was slightly reluctant at the time, he told me, nothing is impossible for a willing heart. I think I believe that is, if you got a real desire, you can become. For example, you look at Wilma Rudolph, who has won 3 gold medal, who was a crippled lady, and she was born in a poor village, and after 22nd child of the family, and she had a 2-time polio, scarlet fever. One day she
Oh,
was laying and crying. At that time, mother asked, why Wilma you are crying? Then she said, look here, mother, I am like a vegetable. What can I do this world? Then she said, she asked her, can you see? Yes. Can you smell? Yes. Can you eat? Yes. She asked all questions, all yes, except one. Then she said, you got all the capabilities except one. Then next she told, you decide what you want to become tomorrow and tell me in the dining table, in the breakfast table. Next day morning, Wilma came for the breakfast. Mother asked, what is your plan? Then she said, I want to become the fastest lady on the track on the earth. See her capabilities and her desire. And then mother said, I'll sell off everything for you and
wow.
I'll make you to happen. Then her leg was braced properly, and she was taken to the school where she tried. Ultimately, in the school, she became number 1. Then she went to the Tennessee University where we met the best coach Wimbledon. And the way the girl was expressing, the Wimbledon said, I will only coach for you. I will not go for anybody. Then she coached, and ultimately, this is a real story. She was presented in the 1916 Olympic. People were watching. She was matched with Jutta Hein. Jutta Hein is the fastest lady, and she took the first prize in the first race. And the second run, 200 meters, she become number 1. Last race was a relay where his teammate bought the baton for a fraction of a second and given to her, but it fell down. She took the baton and ran like a machine gun and got 3 gold medals. If a lady with a crippled one, if she can be what she said after the interview, at that time said, everybody said, I cannot walk. My mother told I can walk. I believed my mother. I was every day watching the hanging of that 3 gold medal, Olympic medal in my neck. That given me the motivation. Therefore, that sort of inspiration, if you got it, you can become everything. That's what I say.
So they had to keep learning and be passionate and focus on the strengths. Yeah. So
Yeah.
super. Oh man, that's fantastic. Very inspiring as well. You know? So I'd like to invite Dr. Samar Bandyopadhyay to say a few words about you. You're a big fan of you. Okay, so Dr. Samar, please join us. I'd like to share your experience with Mr. PKM. Yeah, you've been
Yeah,
associated with him for a long time. Yeah, so can you briefly? Yeah.
Peram, this gentleman is a rare gentleman in our country, and the way he inspires people. You know his lifestyle. 4 a.m. he gets up in the morning, and 4 a.m. he sends all the emails to different people and follow up. He is one of the best follow-up person in this country. Every day he will speak to his people and ask about the status of the work. And this generates lot of work among the people. So I admire him. I know him since 2010. Okay, I heard about him uh, from different forums, but in fact came in contact with him in 2010 in one of our conference. Okay, and after that, our relation grew, and we met in different other forums. Once I can remember in 2015, he's such a nice person, such a kind-hearted person. We were organizing RubberCon, one international conference in ITC Grand Chola, and it was in the month of December. And because of the return monsoon, Chennai was flooded. And he told me, Samar, you are working in JK. That's why I'm not able to take you to my guest house because it's Apollo guest house and you are working in JK. And he managed my stay in the ITC Grand Chola for 8 days. And this is Mr. Mohamed. He can take the decisions very quickly, very firmly. These type of people are rare. And since he was our past chairman and currently 3M. In India, we tell them 3M, Mukhopadhyay, Mishra, Mohammed. And these 3M, we follow them, how they are instructing us and how they are carrying us forward. Every day, we want to listen something from them. This type of people they are. And from the core of my heart, I respect him very much because he has given me a lot of learnings. And those people who are in contact with him, they are the luckiest people in this country. That much I can tell you. I wish Mr. Muhammad to be with us for many, many years. Thank you, Peram.
Thank you. Well said, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah. Wow, I think that's we also need to ask PKM sir to also write a good book now. It's a time to write a books, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Any questions there? Anybody?
Yeah, I already included in the conversation.
Okay.
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 Yeah. So yeah. So any final message before we wrap up the session, sir?
I already given the message. I don't want to repeat. But I tell you one more example is what I will tell you. You may have to. I think you should not look for a big achievement. You have to look for small achievements. For example, I'll give you one example, which is a very, very important. You might have heard Rockefeller. You know Rockefeller,
Yes, of course. Yes.
the first billionaire of the world. Okay, it is an American businessman. Rockefeller was started after his SSLC. He started his career in a book shopping house. Okay, but the salary provided by the bookshopper is not adequate enough. So that he quarreled with him, and he started his own bookshop in Cleveland, where he has become excelled, and he has become #1 shop in the bookkeeping, and a lot of people coming. At that time, the oil exploration started, so that he teamed up a few members together and formed a small oil exploration shop, which lately known as a Standard Oil Company. Okay. Therefore, Rockefeller has got a habit. When he was working as a managing director of the company, he used to go into the oil filling stations. Oil is filled in the drums at the time, okay, because not a bulk transportation was not available. Therefore, after filling the oil, each drum they will weld it with lead. So that one day when he was standing there, the man is using welding drop by drop. He was using 28 drops of oil, lead. Then he asked a question to the man, can you manage with the 26? That man has given all answers why he cannot manage it. Okay. Therefore, he did not argue with him and told him, you try, I'll come back next time. Then he left it. After 4 months, he came back and again gone to him. Then at that time, he was using only 26. Then he asked him, can you reduce to another 2 drop? Ultimately, he could reduce drop by drop to 22. Okay. So that at that time, he advised all of us. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you open your camera, sir? Your camera is off. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, now it's fine. Yeah.
Hello, it's okay.
No.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. Now it's okay. Yeah. Go on.
And then he advised all of us, that is achieve drop by drop. I think that is what I'm telling you now. When you are looking for research and development, you are looking for breakthrough research result, which is impossible. In a Tyre technology, when you look at it, only 3 major breakthrough research has happened. Solid tire to pneumatic tire to radial tire. These are the 3. But millions of incremental innovations have been happened. That is why the definition of a research has been changed from breakthrough through incremental. So that bear in mind, incremental achievement is also innovation, so that you can do it easily. But a breakthrough require lot of fund, lot of effort. That does not mean you should not do breakthrough, but you can do it. Because, for example, the tire when they started, the aspect ratio was 1.1. Today it's only 0.38. And the rolling resistance, initial tires about 32 kgf. Today we got a 5.1. So that you can see lot of changes in the tire will be there. Okay. So that now a lot of opportunities is there. It's like sustainability. Several companies are following several models, but most popularly, people are following 6R model. 6R model means reduce, recycle, replace, redesign, reliable, and reuse. All these areas, enough scope is there for you to work on that. So that achieve drop by drop.
Achieve drop by drop, small things, one step aside. Yeah, so cool. Oh, there is one nice comment about you from audience. Mr. PKM is encyclopedia of tire industries. Okay, and given by Dr. Sunil Jagarshia. Yeah, so
Sunil Garcia. Okay, I know him. He's a Rajasthan branch.
That's right. Yeah, he's also an active member of IRI, contributing it. Sir, thank you very much. It's really wonderful having you. I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot. I got inspired. I'm sure many of the audience as well. Particularly, there are many young people are watching this session today from various universities. I'm from my bottom of my heart very much thankful to you, sir, for a time today with me and part of this session.
Thank you, Param and Technobase for providing me this opportunity. I really enjoyed it. I think I will continue to support you whenever you need it. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Okay, guys, that's a session with PKM. I'm sure you learn a lot and you find it very inspiring. The man is a genius. The man is very, very down to earth. When you meet him, you find it a lot of positive energy come into you, and so much we can learn from him. And if you have a chance to meet him, spend some time with him, learn from him as much as possible. I'm really thankful for having today Mr. PKM, and also thankful to Dr. Samar Bandyopadhyay. This has been planned for a long time. Finally, it happened now. So thanks once again for all of you for being part of this session today. So PKM, sir, thank you once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.